that's good. All right. Glad to have you here. Anything good happen this weekend?
Yeah, the Friday Great Pumpkin was pretty awesome.
The what?
The Friday Great Pumpkin was pretty awesome.
Did you guys have pumpkin tossing or something?
No.
What's that? What's Flight of the Great Pumpkin?
It's this really long-standing tradition for like 60 years where C2 carries these giant pumpkins all around the quad.
I have heard of this. I didn't know that's what it's called. Yeah. All right. After class. Huh? Yeah, you can show me after class. Yeah, there's a few stories I probably can't share anymore that I've heard from buddies who were in the Corps. Okay. Good. Anything else?
Got my senior boots.
You got them? By the way, do you guys know, tell me if I'm wrong, that it bothers your senior class when you get your boots?
Yes.
Does it bother you? You don't care?
Wait, did you pull out?
Alicia's like, I don't care. I'm graduating. I'm almost done. Okay. Yeah, it generally kind of bothers the class above you when you get your boots. Okay, it's really weird. There's a guy, last year, spring ring day is like April, okay? And he put on his, I'm not encouraging this, just telling you what happened. Put on his midnights, he put on his boots for ring day as a junior. Okay? Yeah, there was some, I think he got some constructive criticism. Okay, that's how we'll put it. Jeff Zimmerman, I think. Know him? Yeah. Call him out. Be like, hey, dude, I heard you put your boots on when you were a junior. Okay? Put your knife hand right in his face. Perfect. Okay?
One of my buddies this year,
He had boots?
reconned a pair of boots and wore them to class.
Oh. I think you got
He's now our first sergeant.
Gutsy move, man. Gutsy move.
Dress for the job you want.
All right. Good stuff. Okay. All right. What is being bulletproof? What's bulletproof?
It's a vest.
Huh?
It's a vest.
It's the best. Are you
No,
bulletproof?
No, the vest.
Oh, the vest. No, from the book. Thanks. Bulletproof vest. It's also a movie. Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans. Really fun. What's being bulletproof?
Headstrong.
Huh?
Headstrong.
Yeah. What did he call it? We all read it. I know it was literally weeks ago. Remember? What does it sound like? You're right. Headstrong. What else? Stubborn. Bingo. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Overly confident. Okay? Who's bulletproof? You had to do it. We all read the chapter, and then you say whether that was you or not. Nobody?
You guys seen us if we're like
Yes.
this week?
Yeah. Did anybody come up bulletproof? A little bit? Okay. No? All right. People you see as bulletproof? Other people? What do you think about them, Gabriel? It's all right. Why?
Pretty passive, I guess. And so whenever somebody's, too headstrong and they want to fight with somebody, as long as it's not me, I don't care.
Okay. All right. What else? Who else? Who are the people in your lives that are bulletproof? Declan, put your phone up.
I think the loudest people can be bulletproof.
The loudest people? Okay. Who else? This is the part where you guys interject your opinion into the conversation, where it gets real boring, real fast.
Annoying people.
Huh?
Annoying people.
Like, give me examples.
I think some
Kendall,
people-
hold on. Kendall, what do you got?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, overconfident. I'll take that. Yeah.
I think some people,
Almost any politician, in all honesty. Almost any politician. Sorry.
I think some people have like a really good skill at talking a lot, but at the same time like also saying nothing at the same time.
Bingo. Okay, that's excellent. I will agree with that. Okay. This is brief. Pay attention.
Yeah, it was like a coronation for Tom J. Pepe. I mean, he's getting the crowd. He wants the crowd to cheer his performance. And at the end, he gets pipped. He gets pipped by Marin Simon of Washington. And you just can't do this kind of stuff, Lewis.
You can, and you go to and no one has to say anything. They don't have to explain it to him. He'll never make that mistake again.
I love it. Okay? For two reasons. One, it's hilarious. overly confident, right? Thought he had it. Good to go. Okay, 2, it's University of Oregon. I hate that place more than anything. Okay, I went to Oregon State. Can't stand those guys. They're like TU. A little overly confident there. He hears the crowd. He thinks they're cheering for him. Right. What are they cheering for? What are they screaming for? Yeah, he's about to get past. He has no idea until it's too late. Okay? Hilarious. All right? Good. Okay. Moving longer. This, kind of in line with what Angelina, I don't think the quality is great, but it's the audio that really matters.
I'm actually kind of quiet off stage. A lot of people don't realize that. I was at a dinner party recently. A bunch of people that I don't know. One guy talking plenty for everybody. Me, myself, right, and then I, and then myself, and me. I couldn't tell this one about I, because I was talking about myself, and then me. Beware the me monster. So I tried to jump in with a little story. I don't want to just sit there the whole night. Right when I'm done with my story, this guy goes, "That ain't nothing." Didn't mean to waste everybody's time. Telling my nothing story. Here, let Marco Polo speak. He's back with tales of adventure. My story ain't nothing. Maybe it wasn't, because I made the mistake of trying to tell a story about having only 2 wisdom teeth pulled, and I learned a lesson. Don't ever try to tell a 2 wisdom tooth story, because you ain't going nowhere. The 4 wisdom teeth people are going to parachute in and cut you off at the pass. Halt with your 2 wisdom tooth tail. You will never complete one, trust me. I'm trying to tell my story. You know, I had some wisdom teeth pulled. I had 4 pulled. No 5, no 9. I had 9 wisdom teeth pulled. All of mine were impacted. They were all coming upside down. The roots are wrapped around my tongue, coming out my nose. They were tusks. I was a warthog. No anesthesia. They pulled them out with pliers. I was eating corn on the cob that afternoon. Pin the blue ribbon upon his chest. That knocks the socks off of my wisdom tooth tail. Why do people need to top other people? I've never understood it, and I see it all the time. Obviously, people get something out of it. At best, people wait for your lips to stop. Okay, yeah, you me! You me! You see the difference? You see that? Now I do. What is it about the human condition? People get something out of that. That's why I have a social fantasy. I wish I was one of the 12 astronauts who have been on our moon. They must love knowing they can be anybody's story whenever they want. They can sit back quietly at a dinner party while some other person, some me monster's doing his thing, and let him go. Let him run with the line while you be quiet. Let him have his moment. Yeah, I'm a big traveler. I have my business on. I got my own global enterprise. I got to check. You know, driving the Autobahn because I keep a fleet of sports cars over in Zurich. You know, I get the Swiss account there. You know, check it. Not until the jar expedition, might have to cancel that. You know, runways in Aspen are a lot shorter the first time you go in there. You know, the Pacific Rim Company, we're going to try to take that over. No, it's a global enterprise. I walked on the moon. Well, you have the floor, moonwalker. You know, you mentioned driving on the Autobahn. That reminded me. Once I was driving in the Sea of Tranquility. In my lunar rover. And I, too, was worried about our speed till I remembered, wait, we're the only ones on the moon.
All right, what do we think? Know people like that? Does anybody like that? No? Okay.
I used to be like that.
Yeah?
Still a lot like that.
Okay. Why'd you change? How'd you change? Did you change?
I'm not perfect about it, but like in high school, I lost a lot of friends because of it, or like it made it really hard to make new friends. And so I think when I got to college, like the cool was like a really humbling thing. So it helped me realize like everyone comes from different backgrounds, like we all have our own stories and stuff. I'm not, 100% better about it, but I like to think that I've made some progress along the way from it.
Okay. Good. That's excellent, man. Congrats. Taylor, what do you think about people like that?
I think, so for me, I think there's always someone better than you. Honestly, that's just how I think. Like, there's always someone that's going to one you up in something. So why do you need to brag about your accomplishments? Just do the work and get the shit done.
Yeah.
You don't need to talk about it.
Does it bother you a little bit?
Huh?
Does it bother you?
Pisses me off.
Who else? Who else is like Taylor? Yeah. How do you handle it? Hannah, how do you handle it?
It definitely lowers my opinion of the person
Okay.
and like my personal assessment of them and like how they're gonna act in the future. It definitely has a big impact when they're like, affecting me, or I see them affecting someone else, or they immediately like change the subject to something they want to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so
Yeah.
that kind of lowers.
Sorry I wasted everyone's time, right? Yeah.
Kind of lowers my assessment of them.
Okay. Sophia?
I try to avoid those people. I
Okay.
don't talk to them. I just don't. Go talk to whoever else, but not me.
Okay, so if Wes was a punk in high school, you're just going to avoid him, right?
Yeah.
Which sounds like what happened, right? People just found people avoiding you. Probably took you a while to figure that out, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it's hard to, really hard to self-evaluate and see yourself. Okay, honestly, no matter, we're not just talking about being overly confident. No matter what you do, it's really hard to self-evaluate. Okay. Knew a person, his license plate, JGID. Any guess what that means? JGID. Just get it done. Okay. Graduates undergrad, goes and gets a job at a big-time SEC athletic department. Okay, working in the ticket office. 7, 8 years, he's working his way up. He's assistant athletic director. Wants to be an AD. Okay, killing it, doing a great job. Okay, getting promoted every 12 to 18 months. Assistant AD, 27, 28 years old, right where I want to be, living life in athletics. License plate, JGID, just get it done. Okay, as a donor, calls him to lunch. Come meet me for lunch. I want to talk to you. Yeah, no problem. 2-hour drive. Sit down. They talk about football for the first 15 minutes, right? Like you would. Okay. And then the guy turns to him and he goes, "Hey, you're never going to get promoted again if you don't change who you are. You're an asshole." That's what he basically says, as politely as he can. You treat people like crap. You leave a wake of devastation behind you, and you have no idea. People don't like you, and they don't like working for you. You look backwards, you'll see nothing but turnover. People are leaving, transferring departments, requesting to work from someone else. Sits there and tells him that. 45 minutes. Guy's got a 2-hour drive back to campus. First is denial, right? Well, that's bullshit. I'm getting promoted. I'm doing a good job. We're getting the job done. We always get the job done. That's all he cared about. Just get it done. 2-hour drive back to campus to think about himself. What he just got told. Hit him right between the eyes like a ton of bricks. He's like, holy crap. I'm an asshole. Okay? And difficultly, hard to do, completely changed who he was. Come in the morning. How's your mom? How are your kids? How's T-ball? Right? Ask everybody how they were doing. All right? Changed who he was. Perception of him changed. Took some time. He became an AD. Making $1.something million. Right? Was there for decades. Won national championships. Okay? Changed who he was. Sometimes it took him 3 hours in the morning to get to his office. Because from the student intern all the way to his number 2, he was saying good morning on the way in. Talking to him, get him to know him. Had to change who he was. All right? Be aware of that. It's very hard. All right? People will avoid you. So, why does this matter? Because in the workforce, you're going to work with them. You can't just avoid them all the time. So how do you deal with it? How do you deal with them? What would you do?
As a subordinate or?
Yeah. Either way. What would you do with somebody who's overly confident?
Well, boss, you kind of got to approach it delicately, you know?
Yeah, so what would you do?
I guess like a very politely way to word it, like, well, I don't even think I would approach my boss. I'd just deal with it.
Okay.
My boss is overly confident.
Is it going to be healthy in the long term?
No, but I mean, I don't want to bring up, you know, it could go really well, or it could go really poorly.
Okay, what's the worst that could happen? They can fire you. Okay? So you got to deal with that consequence for sure. All right, you have to keep that in mind. What good can come out of it? Huh?
You get fired.
You're right. You're right. It may be time to say deuces, I'm out. Okay? I will tell you when I was, and I think I mentioned this, like when I was younger, I had a boss that thought I was overly confident. As a subordinate, they thought I was. And we'll get into this. I'm a very confident person, but I hate arrogance. Right? I don't want to come across as arrogant. I don't want to be arrogant. Right? It's unattractive. It's unappealing, and it's just not a good look for anyone, for anything. Right? But they accused me of that. That was hard to deal with because I had other people saying, "Well, that's not you at all." Right? But that was their perception of me, and that was hard to manage. It was really hard to manage, okay? Because they thought I was arrogant in my actions. So you have to know that about yourself and how to deal with it, as Wes did, okay? Even if I didn't feel it was true, that's what they thought of me. That's on me to manage, not them. That's on me to change, okay? That's a hard thing to do. Okay? What else? How else are you going to work with them? How are you going to work with these people? Most of you said you're not. You're going to work with them. What are you going to do?
Just get it.
Alex?
Sometimes you just let them run their mouth.
Okay, and then what?
Just move on.
Okay, just let them unload? Austin?
One thing you can do is just be like obnoxiously nice to them.
Yeah, this is true. This is absolutely true, okay?
Or sometimes they, because when I say like obnoxiously nice, it's like almost like being a smart ass about it.
Okay.
Instead of being like extraordinarily nice to them,
Okay?
eventually they kind of catch on that you're doing it sarcastically, and they get some retrospectively a little bit.
Okay, cool. What'd you have, James?
Just get it done.
Just get it done? Yeah. You guys have to figure out your circumstance, right? Literally, it depends, okay? But don't be afraid to deal with it. Do not be afraid to deal with it, because probably some good will come out of it. The just get it done guy had to hear that, because he wasn't going to get promoted anymore. He was going to be stuck where he was, right? He was going to stick, okay? All right, how about the ostrich? What's the next chapter? What's an ostrich? Not the animal. Kendall? I'm sorry? Should have been ostrich.
He's going back a few.
Yeah, we're starting the beginning, because you're still reading some, so we're just doing. So the second chapter of the book, yeah. What's an ostrich? Low self-confidence. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Raise your hand if you struggle with low self-confidence. Okay, you're gonna put your hands down. Okay, was it everybody? No, it wasn't. Okay, it's a lot of you. In the core, you can open your eyes. Don't fall asleep. Okay. It's a lot of you. You are not alone. But a lot of you are very concerned that you're not supposed to be that way. I'm in the core. I'm better than non-regs. Right? Right?
I've never said that.
You've never said that in your life? Oh, okay. All right, just checking. Just ask. Okay? Who worries about it? Do you worry about not having enough confidence? Nobody wants to admit it now. Yes? Do you worry? Who does the fake it till you make it? Who thinks that's the solution? Is that the solution? Will it work forever?
Probably.
No. Not always a bad thing. It's really not. Should not be something you rely on all the time. Okay? Several years ago, I had a senior getting a good degree, stud cadet. I think he had 1 or 2 diamonds. Good guy. Everyone liked him. Okay? In SOMS, senior year, comes up to me. He goes, Dr. Payne, You have no idea what I'm doing, man. No idea. People come to me all the time for advice. They want to talk to me. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing. And people think I have my shit together. Because I really don't understand it. Guy just had a likable personality. Completely underconfident in himself. Right? Getting close to graduation, start getting a little worried about it. Okay, figure it out. Right? You guys will be okay. Right?
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness. I refuse to beat myself up. I am an attractor.
Has anybody ever seen this?
To be with.
This is old.
Daily affirmation.
You're in for a treat.
Stuart Smalley is a caring nurturer, a member of several 12-step programs, but not a licensed therapist. I'm going to do a terrific show today, and I'm going to help people because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Hello, I'm Stuart Smalley. Well, I'm still receiving some negative reactions from my show about Pee Wee Herman entitled There But For the Grace of God, Go I. And I have to admit it was not my best show, but that's okay. I have to give myself permission to do a bad show every now and then. Okay, now for those of you who watch the show regularly, you know that I don't have guests. I always do the show alone, and that's okay. But yesterday, my producer said, Stuart, I can get you a guest that you would be insane not to have on the show. So I decided to take a risk, and in life you have to take risks. And today we have a guest. And his name is Michael J. I'll protect your anonymity. Michael is a basketball player for a professional basketball team. Well, that's very good, Michael. You should be very proud of that.
Well, thank you, Stuart.
Well, good for you. Good for you. Michael, I know there must be a lot of pressure for you to play very well. And I can imagine that a night before a game, you must lie awake thinking, I'm not good enough. Everybody's better than me. I'm not going to score any points. I have no business playing this game.
Well, not really.
Michael, denial ain't just a river in Egypt.
Well, I do sometimes get a little nervous before important basketball games.
I thought so. And that's okay. You're not alone. Believe me, I know what it's like. Laying there awake, all those tapes rolling. I'm a fraud. Tomorrow I'm going to be exposed for what I am, a big imposter. I just want to curl up and lay in bed all day and eat fig Newtons.
Well, something like that.
Right. Well, Michael, those negative thoughts are your critical inner voice saying those things to you, and I want to replace those negative thoughts with something positive, a daily affirmation.
Affirmation?
Yes. Now look in the mirror. Come on. Don't look at me, only you can help you. That's it. Say, hello, Michael.
Hello, Michael.
I don't have to be a great basketball player.
I don't have to be a great basketball player.
I don't have to dribble the ball fast or throw the ball into the basket.
I don't have to dribble the ball fast or throw the ball in the basket.
Because all I have to do is be the best Michael I can be.
All I have to do is be the best Michael I can be.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Now
Now don't you feel better?
Well, I never really felt bad. No, it's true. Stuart, I guess pretty much of the time I'm a very happy person. I mean, I'm a blessed person. God gave me the talent to play basketball, and I have been able to spread some of that talent and some of that good feeling towards everybody, and inspire other people, and help people achieve their dreams.
I'm just a fool. I don't know what I'm doing. They're gonna cancel the show. I'm gonna die homeless and penniless and 20 pounds overweight, and no one will ever love me.
Stuart, that's just not true. I think what you're saying in your show can be very helpful to people.
You think so?
Yes, definitely. I just don't think it helps beating yourself up that way.
You're right, it's just thinking.
And after all, this show is your dream. It's a good dream. And you deserve to have dreams come true. Feel better? Would you like a hug?
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Stuart.
You know what? I think this is the best show I've ever done. And you know what? I deserve it. Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Nice seeing Stuart Smalley. Saturday Night Live Classic. What'd you get out of that, if anything? Huh? Yeah. Hey, daily affirmation. Okay. So how do you deal with the lack of confidence? How do you deal with it? What if you see it in other people? How do you deal with it?
Exploit.
Huh?
What?
Exploit?
What?
Okay, how and why?
That's your brain. I didn't say that.
I guess you could. That's rather concerning. I hope you never manage people, James. Okay. How do you deal with it? Huh? Yeah, how? How? We're just copying answers now? Yeah, you guys are right. Expand on that. What'd you say? Encourage them? How would you do that?
Like, tell them the things that they're good at, and like that they're good at everything, and like then using that, just tell them that they need to like do the best at the things that they're good at.
Okay. I'll take it. Declan?
I think basically it's similar to what you said. Giving someone, especially if they have like low self-confidence,
Uh-huh.
giving like even small tasks that you know that they're capable of doing will like build them up. Like say for instance, like in before, if someone doesn't have like the physical ability, giving them something else, like giving them a specific exercise that they're relatively good at and they can lead that will help them.
Good.
Like, build that kind of
Absolutely. How many of you... Go ahead, Hannah.
One way to gain personal confidence is to increase your confidence. So like if you're doing something and you're not very good at it, obviously you're not gonna be confident because you're not good at it.
Correct.
If you work on that skill and you improve it, then it's gonna give you confidence.
Absolutely. Good. How many of you have fish, and you've seen it? They're not good, they're terrified, they're scared, right? They're not good at things. What do you do? How do you help them? Just push them down while they're down. What do you do, Gabriel?
Well, if they're like shaking a lot of times, one of the white bills will like pull to the side and tell them to take a breath, relax.
Yeah.
It's all games. You know, all the words, games, whenever it comes to like when you're screaming at them and stuff. So.
Yeah. How many of you had somebody pull you aside when you were an underclassman in your freshman year? What did that do to you? What did it do, James?
They talked to me about how they started from, where they started at, then where they're at now, and how we're gonna like build you up, and how like they're gonna help build us up, and that helped a lot.
Does it take much to do that? There's two things people want more than sex and money. What are they? Anybody know?
Love.
Close. Huh? Close. How do they get it? My favorite answer is more sex and more money, to be honest. That's what some students said. Okay. Praise and recognition. All right. This is a terrible story I can't tell in class. It doesn't cost anything to be nice to people. Right? It doesn't take much for that low self-confidence person to feel a little better. Right? I got to basic training, and we had a dude who couldn't do a single push-up. Not one. Right? Came to basic training in the Air Force. Get it? It's the Air Force. Make your jokes. Okay? Couldn't do one push-up. It didn't help. He looked like Napoleon Dynamite. I don't even know if you guys have ever seen him. Okay? We called him Napoleon. All right? Big, tall, goofy kid. And with our drill instructors, we call them TIs, MTIs, military training instructors. Who do they pick on the most? Napoleon. You're damn right they did. Why? He needed it, but they wanted to see if he would break. Because you don't want him in your Air Force. What did we do? Pick him up. Now I got real mad. We were in the latrine, we're in the bathroom having to do push-ups. TI says, as soon as Napoleon does a push-up, y'all can get out of the bathroom. I lost it. Okay? I was a little older than most people with basic training. And everyone's like, Payne, when you get there, just keep your mouth shut or you get put in charge. We're in the latrine. We haven't been there very long. Napoleon can't do a push-up. I snap. How'd you come to Air Force basic training? Can't do one goddamn push-up? And I just go off. I didn't even know that the TI had walked out of the bathroom at the time. Out of the latrine. We're still in there. Okay? As soon as he saw me do that, he walked out. He was like, my job's done. Payne's in charge. I got put in charge. Dorm chief. Damn it. Okay? Overly confident. Confident, not overly confident. But because I did that, he was like, I'm out. This guy's in charge. Because they wanted us to come together to pick him up, which is what we had to do. And we got him through. All right? Got in much better shape. All right? Still getting picked on. In fact, so this was great. We had an inspection coming. And they knew where his bed was. So they're going to go through your locker and check your hospital corners, all those things, right? We had an inspection coming. We switched his locker and bedding with somebody else. And they went right to that locker. And they were so mad when it wasn't Napoleon. Like, that's the one you picked. That's the one you're inspecting. Okay? That's a victory, right? Okay? You got to help those people. And how do you help yourself? Right? We're talking about helping other people. How do you help yourself if you lack confidence? There's a bunch of you raise your hands. How do you help yourself? She's like, I don't know. I can't answer this question. I'm not confident. How do you help yourself? Wes?
Try to find like one thing a day that you know you excel at.
Yeah.
And perform that thing every day.
Yeah.
Just give yourself at least, because that way if you have at least like one good thing, one successful thing a day, like that's just going to build you up that much more.
Yeah, good. What else? What are you guys going to do?
I don't actually what I'm all for.
Okay. How do you do that? You just,
Well, I mean, like, so when I got here for FW, I was like, man, you know, I'm not shaking all that feet. I went and ran 5 miles.
yeah.
So I just like, go for it.
Who struggled with PT when they got here? Maybe you still struggle. Okay. How do you get better? You do it. Okay? If you want to work on running, if I run a little bit longer, a little bit further, okay? If I do 3% better, longer, faster, whatever. 3% is not very much, right? What was 3% 3 times a week? For 4 weeks. For 6 months. For a year. Some of you got lost on the math already, right? Some of my engineers are like, yeah, I got it. 180% better. Okay? It doesn't take much. All right? If you're not good at it, work on it. It's no different than school, okay? Relationships. Just be a little bit better. Don't compare yourself to the people you see on social media. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Okay? We talk about overly confident people. We talk about people who lack confidence. Okay. How are they in conversations? Okay, the comedian was touching on it. People are overly confident. Yeah, what do you got, Stone? Yeah. People who lack confidence don't say anything, right? Okay? If you're in a meeting and you see that, what do you do about it? You see someone who's quiet all the time.
Ask them for their first.
What'd you say?
Ask them for their input.
Yeah. Ask them. You see the quiet ones, right? Some of you are quiet. Some of you are sitting there and you're like in a meeting, and you're like, dang it, I have the answer. Just give me an opportunity because you're not going to speak up. Right? I'll tell you something about quiet people. They listen. Now that's redundant, but it's true. My first job out of school, I worked in sales. Okay, I like people. I liked all that. I didn't love the sales element. Okay, which is why I got into fundraising. It was similar, but not necessarily like commission driven. And I wanted to make money as much as anyone. Okay, but I didn't like that element of it. Right. The most successful salespeople. Do you think they talk the most or listen the most? Listen. 1,000%. You didn't have to be the over-the-top, super outgoing extrovert. Okay. Where are my introverts? They raise their hand like this. Kendall, if I'm trying to sell you something and I come in, I'm over the top, I'm all excited. What are you thinking? Yeah, you're like, dude, bro, chill. I do not like you. Okay, all that stuff. You got to be able to listen. My first job, I wanted to work at a certain company. I called them for weeks, over and over and over again. Okay? If you ever seen the original Wall Street, similar deal. I called the administrative assistant. I was trying to get to the general manager. I called for weeks. Okay, going on 2 months. At first, just voicemail, disregard. This guy doesn't matter. I keep calling. I get to know her. Loretta, how you doing? It's Darren Payne again. Okay. Oh yeah, Darren, how are you? Sorry, Mr. McNamara's not in today. Okay. Get that for a couple more weeks. Keep calling, just leaving voicemails. Never lost my temper. Sophia, you good? Never did I fly off the handle and be like, hey, you guys didn't call me back, you're a bunch of jerks. Every time I was calm, polite, trying to get to know him. Finally, she goes, Darren, call Monday morning, 8 a.m. Okay, so I do, and I'm like 21 and still enjoying one last summer after college. Set your alarm, clear your throat. Okay, may have been goofing off the night before. All right, call. Hey, Loretta, it's Darren. Okay, hold on. I'm on hold for several minutes. Mr. McNamara comes on. Darren, be in my office next Monday, 8 a.m. Yes. Shit. Now what? I have no idea what I'm getting into. Okay? So I go meet with him, right? I get there, wait until I get there early. I have no idea what I'm getting into. I don't know if it's an interview or what. Bring a resume, all that good stuff, dress nice. I'm sitting there, I wait in the lobby 10, 15 minutes. Okay? A while for like first thing in the morning. Okay? Finally he comes down and he goes, hey, sorry I'm late. I lost my best friend to cancer this weekend. Okay, that sucks. Guy I don't know who I want to work for. All right? We go up in his office and it's the company was owned by Paul Allen, who co-founded Microsoft. He's a billionaire. He passed away not that long ago. He owned the Portland Trail Blazers. He owned the Seattle Seahawks and all this good stuff. Okay. And in the office is just all this cool sports memorabilia and all this cool stuff, right? And great view of the city, right? And I was sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what I'm getting into. We met for 30 minutes. He spoke for 29 and a half of those minutes. And all he was doing was telling me how to get a job at his company. It's like, I don't see anyone, I don't hire anyone, you're here because you were persistent, right? Which is a good thing. But I had to sit and listen and observe everything he was telling me, right? Which for a dude who's confident and extroverted was a learned skill, which I hadn't mastered by any means. Right? But I had to sit there and shut up, okay, and listen to what he was telling me. All right? You guys are nailing it with lack of confidence. Okay. Don't stop working on it. If you lack confidence, don't stop working on it. All right. Next one, marshmallows. Who remembers what a marshmallow is? Overly nurturing. Who did most of you say, who did you say was overly nurturing in your lives? Your mom. Kenny. No. Okay. Not everybody, you're not alone. But most of you list your mom. Okay. Why? Why? They are nurturing. Okay? 1,000%. All right? How many of you see the mom? Well, here, I'll show you. See, this is you.
Every family has a kid who won't eat.
My kid brother had not eaten voluntarily in over 3 years.
Oh, Randy, don't play with your food. Eat it.
Aw, Jane.
Starving people would be happy to have that.
Can I have some more red cabbage? You stop playing with your food, or I'll give you something to cry about. You better stop fooling around with that and eat it, or you'll be sorry.
Oh, can I just have some more?
My mother had not had a hot meal for herself in 15 years.
Who had a mom like that? Anybody? No? So, James?
We begged her to sit down so she'd go and get more food.
Yeah, okay. Who is overly nurturing? Anybody in here? Alicia? What's the hardest thing for you to do? Not care and tell people. Can you say no to things? Exceptionally hard to say no. What happens in relationships? I mean, like friends and everything.
I just get drained out, so people that are the closest to me kind of see the worst in me, because I'm always so try to take care of other people.
Yep.
That I don't even know well.
Yes.
So I get frustrated, and I let it out on people that are closest to me.
Yeah. That's absolutely true. It's exhausting, isn't it? Because you're trying to take care of everyone, pick up after everyone. Okay. But in college, we were roommates afterwards. His mom picked up after him his entire life. Right? Everything. He would make toast and jelly in the morning before work on the counter. Right? Yes, right? And then leave it. And leave. Yeah. Okay? I wanted to murder his soul. Okay? So, but his mom had done everything his whole life. Right? Successful guy, good looking guy, had a lot of good things going for him, okay? But he'd been so nurtured that he didn't know how to take care of himself. Now he's got a nice house. Yard looks like shit. Okay? Still the same way. Good guy, okay? Has some deficiencies because of that, all right? It's pretty easy to get abused. And if you're abusing people like that, you need to be aware of it, okay? It's easy to do. If someone is taking care of you, you will let them. Right? Be aware of it that eventually they're going to get exhausted and worn out. This is a relationship thing. And I'm looking at the dudes. Because it's mostly us. Right? We're not very good at it. There's a balance, that's okay. And some of you are. Some of you want to be, I bet Alex is a pretty nurturing dude. He wants to be a physician. Okay? Part of him really cares about people, and that's what's driving what he's aiming for in his profession. That's a good thing. Okay? Some of you engineers, screwed. Can't handle people. Okay, they're not math problems. Don't like them. Okay, I understand. That's why we're all chasing things we're trying to be good at. Okay, so how do you work with these people? You're gonna work with them. You're gonna work with Alicia. How do you work with them? What do you do in the workforce?
You distract them, send them over to the other side of the office, and when they're not looking out of earshot, you do all the yelling and stuff.
What do you mean? Do all the yelling? What's the problem?
Well, more core experience. You just tell people they suck. They need to fix it.
You what?
You tell people they suck and need to fix it. Because,
You're gonna tell the super nice person who's nurturing to everybody that she sucks and needs to go away?
You send the nice person away, and then you deal with the other stuff.
Why? Why would you do that?
It's easier than having to explain the whole Marshmallow thing and go through the chapter.
Exactly. Look, you guys want to take the easy path all the time. Guess what? You gotta work together. You're going to work with Alicia. She's got a 4-point. She's going to be in charge.
So what you're saying is we need to fix them by sending the Marshmallow to go fire people.
You could, but would that be smart? Is that person, they're going to not even know they're fired. They're going to leave with a promotion. Because Alicia's going to feel bad. She's going to be like, God, they have a family. We can't fire them. How about you take my job and I'll leave, right? That's what they're going to do. Okay? They're overly nurturing. They're like, I'm, huh? Not going to go that far? Okay, all right. If they're overly nurturing, they're not good communicating at being strict. All right? So, but you can work with that. What if you got the person with the lack of confidence? Put the nurturing person with them. Have them help. Exploit is correct. but exploit the things they're good at. Capitalize on that. Don't put them in situations they're not going to be good at. All right? What else would you do?
Honestly, talk to him. Like, there was an upperclassman last year, and like, super nurturing. She was a great upperclassman, but at times she didn't give time to herself.
Correct.
And like,
Most of them don't.
I remember one day she was telling like she's got like 4 tests, like Thursday and Friday. It's like, okay, what did you do Wednesday? Went bowling. What? Like, she just couldn't say no. So
Yes.
like, eventually over time she would learn like we just talk with like me and him, and like eventually she would realize like, oh, this probably isn't normal. So just like over time.
Yeah. Can you pull them aside and be like, look, you've got to say no. You can't say your grades are going to start suffering. Your job performance is going to start suffering. Okay? You've got to be able to help these people. Right? Again, it's easier to see it in others. We see the things, we see if they're overly confident, we see if they don't have confidence, we see if they're overly nurturing. All right? It's easier to see in other people than yourself. Right? What else? What else are you going to do? Correct. Talk to everyone else.
They don't like do it on purpose. They kind of get that mindset and they can be aware of it instead of being like, hey, would you do this favor for me? They
Right.
kind of be like, no, I'll ask someone else or I'll do it myself.
Correct. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Believe it or not, and we're trying to get it, and I know it's hard because we're forecasting, and some of you are still a year or 2 or 6 years away from working or whatever. Okay. But you're gonna have to work with these people. All right. And you have some constraints. Apparently, we don't have very many of them today, but that's what we're working through. Okay. So we will keep doing that. All right. Questions? We learn anything today? What did we learn, Gabriel? What?
That we're all stupid. We all have our disagreements, and some people are more willing to admit than others.
Okay.
There's a lot of different ways to deal with a lot of different constraints.
Okay, good. What else? Bunch of you nodded.
But the nurturing person, like the person who lacks confidence.
Yeah, not a bad way to go, right? Okay. Good. What else? What else we learned?
Increase others' confidence by empowering them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. It really doesn't take much. I don't know if I've said this before. It's one of my favorite phrases, though. Somebody who's nice to you but not nice to the waiter, waitress, not a nice person. Okay. It doesn't cost anything to be nice to people. You can be a super confident person, all right? But that doesn't mean you get to treat people like crap. Good. Okay, we're working through. We're almost done with the constraints. What chapter are we on? Kendall knows. Yeah, so we're getting close. We're almost done with them. So we're working through them now. Okay. So make sure you're getting them in and all that good stuff. All right. We good? We are hurtling towards the end of the semester. It's almost November. Hang in there, please. Stone. 5 weeks. Okay. Hang in there with your classes. I know all of you are tired. I know you're dragging. Okay. If you're missing anything, get it in. I'm talking about all your classes. Okay. Stay up on your schoolwork above all else. Be able to say no sometimes. I know you have extra things you have to do in the core. Take care of your schoolwork. Cool? All right. Go be awesome. Have a wonderful week.